Hey, hi, and welcome to this week's video as we see Alistair and Adita disappear from next to me. So we're inside the sea lock in Crinan here, and we are departing the Crinan Canal to go outbound. You can just see they've dumped my lines down for me there. You can see the line was running forward to the forward cleat. That's what I've been using to get in and out of the locks. You may be wondering why you're not seeing a video of me inside the Crinan Canal. Well, that's because it's going to take a week for me to edit it, and I don't have a week. So we're basically skipping that, and I'll just release it as a standalone video when I've got time to edit it. Sorry about that. This footage is sped up 3 times. I have not suddenly put a massive outboard on my boat. It was pretty lumpy as we came out. So yeah, we are on our way to the island of Kerrera, which is opposite Oban. Beautiful place, and we're going to go up and through the Sound of Ling. And in the Sound of Ling, we achieved 11 knots straight through a load of whirlpools and stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun. This is the track that I took. Yeah. That's about that. I suppose we better get the fenders in. You can see how. What am I doing up there? Oh, jib sheets. Yeah, of course. I ran the lines through the jib sheet cars, so I had to put my jib sheets back on. Otherwise, I couldn't use my genoa or jib or whichever one you want to call it. Yeah, and then at some point we shall put our fenders in. Probably about no? Yeah. Looking graceful as ever. Anyway, enough faffery from me. Let's get into the video proper.
Not that you're going to hear me, but there's massive unsettled water and great bears in the middle of it. I bottled it, I'm going out and around, I'll fight a little bit of tide and give her a you can't hear me probably, give her a wide berth. Yeah, it's a bit mental. It's good fun though. Be able to get past this little bit and then turn with it. It's probably, I don't know, we'll see. I'm about to hit it, despite my best efforts. Okay, I've just got a handkerchief pencil out, which is plenty. I saw 10 knots a minute ago, doing 8.5 right now. I just got the engine on and ticking over, just to give me plenty of steerage because we're going through some rough water. Once we're through this bit, make a turn downwind, put some more sail out, and it should be, I don't want to jinx it, but okay after that, hopefully. We're going through all these big tidal eddies and stuff. It's not far off slack tide actually, so imagine this when it's truly ripping, it'd be brutal. But yeah, all good fun. Better concentrate because I lost my wind. Right, trying to hunt down the great bear who are ahead there. Like I say, they cut through some of the more gnarly bits. I was trying to avoid it, but ended up in it anyway. But only a narrow section, 100 meters, and it wasn't that bad at all, sort of thing. So yeah, catch up with you in a bit. The sea, see how it's all flat and weird here, and then it's all wavy there. So there's probably some kind of underwater geography that's causing it to do this, or meeting tidal streams and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a nice respite for a moment. Still doing 8 knots, so yeah, the Corpach whirlpool is just down there. Apparently you can hear it at times. I can see breaking waves down there. I think I'm in my own whirlpool. Maybe this is where the Corpach spits out. But yeah, it's very bizarre here actually. Look at it. Very cool. Yeah, so it's a change of pressure in the water. Much like if you heave to, you get a slick like this off your to windward, and it helps to break waves up much like this. So it's quite a good representation of how this low water slick on the water can basically stop breaking waves in particular, which is exactly what it's doing here, which is all good fun. Right, I better look where I'm going and stuff. Ooh. Right, back in a bit. Oh, have I told you where I'm going? I've probably told you in the voiceover. Right. Alright, we're coming through the Sound of Ling now. I just caught the boat. It looks spectacular. The water is all over the place. I just saw 11 knots. I managed to get a picture of it as proof, so I will show that now. It's all tight. But yeah, I was catching up to Great Bear, now I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing with just the headsail sort of thing. I need to speak to somebody and figure this out. But in the gusts I'm doing 11 knots, then other times I'm down to 8. So it is where it is. 10 knots. This is the Fladder lighthouse that I'm aiming towards. And at some point I'll stop aiming towards it so I don't hit it. And then I'll go past there. The Corpach whirlpool has been and gone. Spectacular. So next year I was planning on going to the Baltic and Norway. I might just come back up here for a season because it's frigging unbelievable. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Drive the boat round. Yeah, should be a nice night tonight. I've managed to actually get the fenders away. I've still got all the lines and everything out from the canal work that we were doing, but we'll sort that out at some point. Oh, 11.3. And yeah, it feels, I think people call it the elevator, and it just feels like it because it's perfectly smooth, perfectly calm, and we're just being shot through at 11 knots, which is fantastic. I think we might beat that in a second with this gust. No. Yeah, all good. I'll check in a bit. I've got to try and roll a fag, but it's bloody windy. Alistair has just informed me that there is a whirlpool, so I will get the camera rolling and probably drive through it and not see it. It's a bit of trouble with the head, so you can't really see anything. There we go. That's something. 11.7. I'll put you up here. You can see, like, here the water bubbling up when there's shallow patches. Whirlpool. Epic. And then it just goes eerily calm like this. Cool. Yeah, as I was saying, like, because of the varying water pressure under the surface, the waves don't get a chance to attenuate. Is that the right? Propagate? Some kind of gate. However, they do have a chance to something gate here. Water gate. Yeah, so it's going to get a bit lumpy. Alas, that is the end of the magic carpet ride, I think. Out into open water now, we'll lose a lot of the push that we had through there. The highest speed that I saw was 11.4 or was it 11.7? Can't remember, one of those. Yeah, off up to Kerrera now. Not a bad little jolly. I wish I'd done more of this. So it's 20 odd miles to Kerrera, and then tomorrow is another 20 miles to the Caledonian. I wish I'd done more of day hopping between marinas instead of sort of 60, 70 mile days, just because of the time constraints. But it is what it is. The other side of the Caledonia I'm going to be doing day hops as well, so that'll be nice. Like a turd in a piss pot here. All good fun. Right, catch you in a bit. I was going to start the camera and say, oh, it's all gone alright actually, it's gone downwind and not too bad and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden it just picked up again, and I have been surfing down waves for a while, which has been fun. Can't get quite as downwind as I want without backwinding the jib, which is annoying. A wave comes through every now and again and causes it to backwind, but yeah, only 50 minutes away. That's the island of Kerrera, and Oban is over there. Yeah, once we get in the lee of that island, I'll get the fenders out and drop the headsail and all the rest of it. Just concentrating on getting there now first. A big ferry came past, but I was too busy holding on. I don't know if you can see it in the background. Yeah, because it started pouring down out of nowhere, and downwind as well. So all the rain just were going in the hatch, but my hatch covers are downstairs, and the autopilot won't take care of the boat downwind in this weather. Fuck's sake, this string is doing my head in. Yeah, so anyway, that's what happened, and that's where we are right now. Yeah, it's exciting. Chuck the engine on just for a bit better steerage. Yeah, blah 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 blah, YouTube stuff, yada yada. See you in a bit. I know. So the reason I'm getting as close to downwind as I can is because in front of me there's that little lighthouse, but there are also rocks in front of it that are awash at the minute. And I need to obviously get this side of them, but the more I go that way, then the jib back wind. So I'm sort of right on the edge, making as much ground as I can. There's no risk. I mean, I can just take the headsail in, or I can just let it back wind and turn that way if I wanted to. You know, it is what it is. I've got the engine on already. Great Bear is over there. I don't know if you can see her. Should be able to, I think. Alistair and Adita. Yeah. All good so far. There's a floaty thing coming past that I didn't see. I hate headsails. Honestly, you can't see a bleeding thing underneath. Is what it is. I'm a bit worried about this one. I've got 20 knots of wind blowing me off and nothing at the other side to catch me, so we'll see how this goes. just bottled it. I'm going to get Alistair and Adita to grab a line for me. I'll go and grab them. The wonderful Adita is going to come and grab a line off me. 90% chance I do it and it's fine, but there are other boats that I can damage if I don't. So, yeah. Alistair, aft cleat on the dock, please. Spring. Thank you, as soon as you can, as soon as you can.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Is it this one? Which one is this front row?
Yeah.
Got it.
Hold in. Yeah, you do. Outside.
Fenders are a bit high.
It's always high. It's always either low or high.
Oh dear. As a pilot would say, a good landing is a landing you can walk away from. And I'll be turning my back on that one, no worries. Got a bit flustered because I was being blown off. It is like 20 knots or so, but I overcompensated for it, came in a bit close, my fenders were a bit high, and anyway, I'll talk more in a bit because I believe that right there is a public house. And I've just got 35 quid paid into my bank, so I've got a grand total of £80. £10 of which I'm earmarking for 2 pints of beer, or probably 1 pint of beer knowing marina places, but YouTube payday in a few days, I'll be able to actually provision the boat. Right. 1 pint.
And that is about that. You can see Oban off in the distance there. You can see it's quite windy and wet. I actually stayed a couple of days here in Kerrera. Quite a nice little place. Plus it was quite rough and horrible weather, and Aditya was under the weather. So yeah, it was nice to sit around and relax for a couple of days. Sorry for a very quick, very dirty edit on this video. I'm a bit under the cosh at the minute. Everything's happening at once. Yeah. So I'll probably see you next week when I get to the Caledonia Canal. Probably say Finn or something.